So hi folks, yeah, I'm looking at the sun and I thought I might as well turn the live stream on again. I did some planetary imaging last night. Let me reposition the camera. And yeah, this morning we still had some clear skies, so it's Monday morning. I don't have any obligations today, so I thought I might as well put up my solar scope or my 80mm refractor telescope with the Daystar Quark Chromosphere. So we are looking at the Chromosphere layer of the sun, and there are some very interesting sunspots. So I'm tracking those sunspots, as you can see here, live on the surface of the sun. It's not really the surface, the Chromosphere layer of the sun, to be completely correct. And it's Monday morning, so I don't know if anyone has the opportunity to join this live stream. I will just wait and see if there are some people coming into the chat. And of course, as always, you can ask questions or make comments in the chat if you want. Except for unsolicited commercials like the Cube Solver, please mention my name. Right, so let's take a look here. We have a very interesting sunspot area. So I might as well take advantage of this opportunity. Yeah, you can see a lot of wobbling in the atmosphere. That's because, yeah, the sun is, of course, this is one of the worst times to image the sun, because it's almost December, guys, so the sun is very low in the daytime sky. But still, I like to take a look at it once in a while, and I think this is a pretty interesting active region. Let me try to stretch the histogram a bit so you can see it. Let me also capture this. It's pretty cool. So name target will be the sun. The date will be the 14th of November. Number of night time limits. Let me get set up here. Let me do a first capture. 5 people. So yeah, pretty active sunspot region right here. And if we look at the solar, the sunspot regions that are active right now, you can see here areas 3140, 41 and 45. So I think we are looking at this particular area of the sun right now. Pretty cool. And also when we look at solar flares, there have been some reasonable activity going on lately. And always when I'm tuning in, then the solar flare activity tends to go down. But if you look at today's flare probability, a 90% chance of C-class solar flares. So the sun is actually, this is one of the more active days of the sun lately. At least I've been tracking or looking at the sun's data for the past couple of weeks. So yeah, I thought despite the fact that the sun is pretty low in the sky, I will try to capture some of its sunspots and maybe also solar flares. Let's reposition this. So we do have a lot of turbulence, unfortunately. It will, of course, improve when the sun gets higher in the sky, but that's only relative because, yeah, it's mid-November. Let me take another capture here. Let's stretch it a bit. So pretty interesting, despite the wobbling of the atmosphere. Georg from Germany. Georg, I left my setup outside tonight or yesterday evening after doing some planetary imaging, and now I just put up my solaroscope and I'm watching the sun. So you're welcome to join, and we have here some interesting sunspots live at 10:30 in the morning for me. And yeah, let's take another look at the data. Space Weather Live, I like that website. It's pretty concise. So we're looking at here 3140 and 3141. We are looking at the top right area here of the sun. So let's check out some details about 3140 and 3141. For instance, we can check out this. So let's see, is it actually this what we are looking at? Let's compare. Yeah, pretty much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. I think it is right. Yeah, I think so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this is the area. I'm not completely certain, but this is definitely the most active region. Okay, so when we take a look at this particular region, sunspot area 3140, we can also check out the size. So I always like this. I recently found out that they have these kind of pictures. So you have here Earth, for the diameter of Earth for comparison. So you can see that this sunspot here, these sunspot areas are at least as big as the diameter of the Earth. So that's what we are looking at. Pretty amazing. Frank, weather jealous. Greetings from Finland. Your sun is too low in the sky. Yeah, I have to say in the Netherlands it's pretty low as well, but we are still able to catch it with the telescope. But yeah, of course we can. Let's check out Stellarium. Let me show you. So the position of the sun is of course one of the lowest in the whole year. So I'm at 52 degrees latitude in the Netherlands. Let me try to show you here. This is my view. So you can see here the sun pretty low in the sky. Let's see the altitude. It's 15 degrees up from the horizon. And I think it will not go much beyond that. Let's see. If we move forward for an hour or something, well, it's 12 o'clock, so that would be the highest. It will be at an altitude, can I see that? Yeah, of 19 degrees. So it will only rise about 4 extra degrees for me today. So that explains the wobbling, but still, I really like this sunspot area. I was actually thinking, can you do a time-lapse video on sunspots and this area and just see how these electromagnetic lines, how they fluctuate? I don't know. So let me also take you on a tour of the sun. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, you can see a lot of wobbling. I'm sorry for that, but that's because of the position in the sky. It's pretty low. So let me move this out of the way. You can see it, right? Yeah. So let's see the rest of the surface. So this is definitely the most active region. Let's find out if there are any other interesting areas to spot. So still 11 people watching for me. It's 11 o'clock on a Monday morning, so thank you for joining. So we're trying to find out if there's any cool activity going on the sun right now, or I should say hot activity. Nah. This is pretty much business as usual here. Is this something here? Not really. I thought I might... Is this a sunspot? Let's lower the gain a bit. I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, no. So that's a dust spot on my camera, I think. It's not. Whoa. Histogram stretch. So pretty cool to do a stretch here. But no, there's nothing out of the ordinary, I think. So let's move on. Do you like the stretched view? It's kind of cool, right? Let's do it. Let's move on, see if there is anything going on. So here is a sunspot, I think. A small one. Here is one. On the side. Oh, I'm drifting. It's pretty tiny, but it's there. It is there. Maybe lower the gain a bit. Stretch the histogram. How did I do that? Maybe even lower the gain even more and then stretch the histogram. No, it's not the same result. Okay. But I think here, is this a sunspot? I'm not really sure. I don't think so. I don't think so. So, yeah, here's definitely some activity going on right here. Let's put it in the middle. So here we have another two. Stretch. So what we can also do is put it into negative. So here you can see the dark areas, the two dark areas here. Clearly they are sunspots. Or are they? They're like electromagnetic plasma, I think. Shaitanya. Hello. So these are sunspots, definitely, I think. We can check out the recent sunspots that are reported. I think this is 3146. Let me show you. So there's one extra sunspot area here. 3146. With this kind of activity going on, I think this is comparable to what we are seeing. Let's see. It might be. What do you think? I think it is. So, okay. When we take a look at the size here. So again, is this actually the area? Oh, this is not the area, I think. I should take another look at that that Earth size. Anyway. Oh, so it had. This is an example, I think. So 10. What is this? 30 million square kilometers. Blah 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 blah. Oh, it's in degrees. Okay, I have to check that out. Anyway, let me go back to the live view. So I will capture that area as well. pretty nice. So let's also look at some solar flares when this capture is done. So 15 seconds to go. So we're looking at a nice sunspot here. All right, so let's finish the first tour. Here's a nice filament, I think. Not really. So this is a stretch image of the chromosphere layer of the sun. Now, let's go back to the normal view. Maybe I should also check out my focus. So, okay, so definitely after taking a tour, this is the most active region right now of the sun. Pretty cool to watch. So let me experiment a little bit. So if we put it into negative, this is the view. Pretty cool. You see all these like electromagnetic lines here in the chromosphere layer of the sun. And we do have these cool sunspots. Let me try to play around with the gain. So maybe this is a better view. Trying to get this into focus. Do you like this? So yeah, I'm going to capture it. If you hear some noise in the background, it's because other people are working. Whoa, it's pretty cool, right? I will take another 1 minute capture. And yeah, let's also look at some solar flares. Because we didn't check out the solar flare activity yet. So 15 seconds to go. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition. So capture done. How many frames? 1500. Okay. So let's increase the gain a bit. Let's see if we can also detect some solar flares on the edge of the disk. Let's start here. Not much. Here we have some flaring. Yeah, legacy searches. The mount was still up, so I just switched the telescope. And I think this is one of the final days we will have clear skies in the Netherlands for the rest of the week, so I thought I might as well show you this. Oh, this is a nice one. Kind of a bridge, looks like. It's not big, but yeah, it is of course big. It's all we are is everything we are seeing is at least Earth size in diameter. So that's pretty cool. So let's move on. Nah. Oh, did you see that? I didn't record it. That was a plane moving in front of the sun. Pretty cool to see, to watch. Actually, I should check when the ISS has a transition, so we can capture that. Yeah, some flaring going on here. It's weak, but it's there. So let me up the gain a bit. So some flaring over here. Is this your full-time job? No, of course not. So interesting. So I wouldn't call YouTube live streams a job. Not a real one, actually. Some people think otherwise. So yeah, we have some flaring over here. Nah, it's like on the edge of the disk. I don't see a lot of huge flares at the moment. So the bulk of the activity that is in being reported in the data, I would say comes from these sunspot regions over here. So let me move back in front to show you these two. I think this is the bulk of the activity right now, which is pretty cool. So let me, yeah, the wobbling is of course not so great. The wobbling is not so fantastic. Do you want to see it in color? RGB color? Let's see. So this is a color image of the sun. Let's reset the gain a bit. So here are the sunspot regions. Yeah, we do have a lot of wobbling. Yeah, thanks. So let's switch back to mono. You can always add color later. So what I'm always doing is I'm taking these half a minute, 1 minute videos. Maybe I should do it like this. This is nice. So I'm cropping the image a little bit to increase my frames per second, so I can get more frames, more pictures basically in a 1 minute video. Let's see, what is my, should I then go to binning one? Let's see. I see this Bayer matrix when I put it to Bayer 1 of binning 1. Ooh, there is a lot of wobbling. I will capture it anyway. I'll capture it anyway. So here we go. So my frames per second go up a lot. So 70 frames per second right now. Legacy loves the color view. Okay, I will switch back to color after this. I capture this. Maybe we can put it a bit bigger, like this. Can you see it? Yeah. So let me just put up some music. I will continue this stream. So yeah, if you want to ask me anything, go ahead. Properties. It's not playing because I am. So let's get some space music in the background. Let's see if it works now. Here we go. The wobbling is... Yeah. music because I still need to. I'm not completely awake. We are looking at the live image of the sun. There are some cool sunspots. So yeah, you're welcome to watch the live view of the sun with me. Because I'm not talking. folks, can you hear me? So as you probably guessed, we are still looking at live view of the sun through my telescope. And yeah, I wanted to give you some comments on what we are actually looking at, but yeah, I had some issues because my daughter is ill. I had to take care of her this morning, and there were also some other people in the house because I moved to a new home. And yeah, so there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of activity. So I needed to help with that and coordinate that. So that's why I put the music on for a while. I hope you can hear me. Let me also check the live stream here. On my phone. So, can you hear me? I can't hear you. I think you should be able to hear me, right? Testing, testing, testing. I think, is it music? Let's see. Music. Testing, testing, testing. All right. I think I have it right now. Sorry for that playlist, that music that kept on playing. So again, so sorry for the music and the interruptions. I was saying that I did have a very busy morning in the end. I was thinking I would be able to give you some comments on this live view of the sun we're looking at, but. Yeah, my daughter's ill, and there were some projects in the new home that I moved to, so that needed to be taken care of. So that's what I was doing. And in the meanwhile, I did show you some live views of the sun with some music, pretty loud music. I will check out that playlist and see if I can also put down the volume a little bit. But anyway, we are looking at two sunspots. And yeah, some of you have asked me, like, okay, are you putting up a telescope every day? And because yesterday I was also live with a view of the planets and the moon. But definitely that will not be possible, because in the Netherlands we will have we have at least, like, if we have 1 week, then maybe 1 or 2 days are clear, maybe 1 day is clear, and the rest of the days are cloudy. So I'm taking every opportunity I can get. So that's why I hit the live button so often lately. So yesterday we had clear skies, and today we also have clear skies. So you will see a couple of live streams from my channel on, yeah, first catching the planets. Today I'm catching the sun live, and then I will see tonight. It's maybe already will start to rain again, but if not, I wanted to do some deep sky. Anyhow, so all good now. Oh yeah, the music finally went away. Oxidize, thanks for the €3. That's most welcome, because I'm trying to, of course, to yeah, like I will put it back into the channel, into astrophotography, so I can show you more about the things I am actually doing. So yeah, so mainly I have an astrophotography channel, but I'm also trying to learn a little bit about, of course, the things we're looking at. So we're looking at the sun today with the Daystar Quark Chromosphere. That's a very specific filter you can use on the sun. It's not the cheapest filter you can use, but it will give you this awesome look of the chromosphere layer of the sun. So yeah, for those of you who are unaware, the sun consists of different layers. And yeah, you might know the corona, which is visible when you have a solar eclipse. So when the moon moves in front of the sun, you can actually see the corona of the sun. The sun also has a chromosphere and a photosphere, and the chromosphere, the photosphere is actually the most dense layer of plasma on the sun, and this is the chromosphere, where actually you can see lots of electromagnetic activity, also solar flares trying to leave the sun's gravity. So that's pretty cool to look at. This is the most active region today. So I was already checking out. So this is a stretched view, by the way, of the solar spots we are looking at here. So let me ease down a bit. Let me try to get a good view here. Something like this. So here we have two interesting sunspots. So this is obviously monochrome. James, thanks for the 449. Very specific number. Cool, man. Thank you. James is you tune in a lot of times, so thanks for supporting me, James. And maybe also a bit more about my channel. So yeah, I am not a full-time astrophotographer. But I'm doing this from my backyard, and I have been teaching a lot on the university, different kind of topics, sociology and psychology. But this is my hobby, looking at the moon, at the planets, and deep sky objects in the universe, and trying to learn more about them. So that's basically what you're looking at. And I'm also I received a Daystar Chromosphere filter about 3 weeks ago, I think. So I started taking a look at the sun, and I'm trying to learn more about these sunspots and flares we can see. And there is a nice there's a nice website for it. So we have Space Weather Live. I don't know if you're aware, but you can go to spaceweatherlive.com, and it takes data from like the NASA satellites and the solar observers, and it puts it into words that I can understand, at least. So here you can see an HMI intensity gram, which basically shows you the activities on the sun. Can you see it? So right now you can see the most active region is the area 3140, 3145, and 3141. So we are taking a look at that area right now. So let me switch back. This area. And yeah, I was oxidize, no problem, man. You're welcome to watch. And whatever donation you give is absolutely fantastic. So thank you so much. So yeah, let's take another look at these. We can learn more about these two solar spots. I don't know if are you interested in this kind of data? I am, but let me know what you think. So we can see here that 3140 is the most active one. It's like it has a beta gamma classification, whatever that means. I can read it for you. So a beta sunspot classification is here. You can read it. A sunspot group that has positive and negative polarity, with a simple division between polarities, and gamma is a complex region in which positive and negative polarities are irregularly distributed that they can't be classified as bipolar. All right, so this is good for my English, at least, to practice it. So yeah, that's 3140, most definitely the most active sunspots. Here, the number of sunspots reported are 14. But they are groups of sunspots, so you can actually count them, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. There's 14 in total. And you can also see flare probabilities. I think they are for this specific region. So if I understand correctly, so it is a case that when you have these sunspot regions, they are, yeah, like this irregular electromagnetic positive, negative, or bipolar activity is going on, and I think that those regions are most probable to initiate solar flares. Actually, flares that can go up into space and leave the sun's gravity. And you can actually see that we have a 75% of solar flare, C-class solar flare probability, whatever that may be. I think it shows a bit the intensity of these solar flares. Anyway, just a final thing to show you before going back to here's solar flares. So you can see that we are about, yeah, it's declining actually right now. But anyway, let's go back to the live view. So I still need to learn more about the sun. But yeah, these two sunspots are pretty cool to watch. And I'm using SharpCap to take videos here. So let's start capturing. Oh, let's take a 1-minute video. Kepler 22b. I don't know what you mean by that. No sun here, yeah. So the weather for the Netherlands is only clear skies today, and then at night it will get cloudy again for the rest of the week. So 20 seconds to go. And about 2000 frames captured. All right. So let's look at the rest of the disk of the sun. I already tried to show you the rest of the disk in this live stream, but let's look at it again. I think that we definitely saw the most active region, because here there are a couple of flares here, for instance, at the edge of the disk, so we can overexpose them. As you can see, there's some flaring going on, but it is how can you say that? I think this is just business as usual for the sun. Just some regular flares. Apparently some of the flares are C-class. So let's check out if we can see any kind of like huge flares. Yeah, here we have some small flaring going on. But yeah, I looked at the sun for about a month now, and this is like I would say regular solar activity. It's still cool to see these flares on the edge of the sun's disk. Let's go up again. So the wobbling is of course because the sun is pretty low in the daytime sky right now. It's November here, anywhere, but it's mid-November, so the sun is very low in the sky, and I'm shooting through a lot of atmosphere, a lot of air basically. So you see a lot of wobbling, and that's just caused by the air. And we are zoomed in at like 2000 millimeters focal length. So yeah, then of course this wobbling, this atmospheric turbulence, it is magnified a lot. So I don't think we have any super high flares on the edge of the disk. So let's do a second tour and look at, here's the most active region again. Okay. So let's go down. Let's see if there's anything else we might have missed. But I don't think so. Yeah, this I was also interested in this particular. I think this is also just a flare from the sun, right? A filament. Okay, you can actually stretch the image, which is pretty cool. It really gives you a good look at the sun's chromosphere. Chromosphere, right? Yeah. So this black, I'm not sure. This black sliver is pretty interesting. Can also put it into negative. So actually the differences in brightness are actually differences in temperatures as well, if I understand correctly. So the brightest areas are also the hottest areas. And black is cooler. Mono is the best is back. Hi Mono. So you probably like this mono view. I'm going to take an image of this, or a 1-minute video. Let's start. It is kind of interesting. Oh, maybe stop the capture here. No, I can't really get it with. I need to stretch it. Maybe like this. So what do you think? Is it nicer? This is a softer view, a much softer view, but I can also stretch the histogram like this to give you this really, yeah, super stretched view. So let me know what you like. It is kind of interesting to stretch it, so the histogram so far, because you can now actually look at all the, yeah, flames in the chromosphere. But I'm worried about how it will capture it. I will stick to this for the capture. So we have a lot of wobbling. James, have a nice day. Have a nice work day, man. So I'm capturing a 1-minute video here of this specific area. So 15 seconds to go. Vic is at school. So Vic, you're having a break? All right, 2 seconds. Okay, let's move on. East. I don't see a lot of other activities. Here maybe a little bit. So here we do have an extra sunspot on the top left. So is that, let's look at the data. So yeah, that's 3146. So apparently 3146 here. 5 sunspots, size 30. So size 10 is 30 million. Okay, so times 3 then. So 19 million square kilometers, if I read that correctly. So yeah, of course the sun is 150 million kilometers away. So everything we're looking at, like even small sunspots, they are already Earth size. Yeah, like the diameter would be the diameter of the Earth at least. So that's always pretty cool to realize. And I will capture these sunspots as well. Let's start the capture here. Astro surface, no I didn't. I know there are a lot of tutorials about it, but I have a specific, I am always using AutoStakkert, Registex and Photoshop, and with solar imaging I'm working with IMPPG. I saw other astrophotographers do it, and it gives a very good result if you want to stretch your stacked picture. A nice cup of soup. Very good, Vic. So 10 seconds to go. All right. Just playing around with the gain and the exposure to see. The view definitely isn't optimal. So, okay, I think this is about all we get today, or at least for now. I think I will continue to, I will take another capture here. This is definitely the most interesting place to be. These cool sunspots over here. Let's reset. Yeah, the gain. I think gain 150 might be already enough. And gain 0? Nah. Here a gain of 0, but then I need to really increase the exposure time. It brings me down to 15 FPS. So at 100, I can drop my exposure quite significantly. Maybe 200. Let's see. Yeah, maybe a higher gain is a bit better. 250. Like this, and we can also stretch it. Yeah. Let's take a capture here. So the tracking is pretty good now because I polar aligned my telescope yesterday to do a planetary imaging session. Another live stream where we looked at Jupiter, Mars and the Moon. So yeah, I just switched telescopes this morning. I put up my my Refractor telescope and the Daystar Quark Chromosphere to look at the sun. And yeah, so it didn't take me a lot of time to run the gear again. So this is a nice look, I think. "45 seconds. So if you want, I can also try to get the data. So it's on a mini PC right now, but if I can also try to get the video data and then show you how I process that data, if you like. Because I think this is about it for today, at least in terms of the activity on the sun. So I can also show you the RGB. Some people like RGB better, but I like monochrome better. So this is the color image of the sun. Let's see. So, yeah. I think I will get that data from my mini PC. So I'm actually using this USB hard disk, external hard drive, to just switch my files, like upload my files on this USB drive and then download it to my faster computer where I process my images. So I'll be right back. Okay. I connected the USB drive to my mini PC outside. So, okay, let me check it out here. Whoa, what happened? Oh yeah, where do I store it? It's like here. I did quite some videos already. I took quite some videos already. Where is it? No, that's not it. Yeah, sharp cap captures. So these are all the videos I've taken of the sun today. So that's already maybe 50 gigs, maybe more. Let's copy them into the drive here, astrophotography. Sun 14/11/22. So November 14. And let's make a raw folder. And let's start uploading the data. Or downloading. 35 minutes, really? So it's 82 gigs. Whoops. Okay, so while it's doing that, let's take another tour of the sun. Let's hope it will speed up. Bright lights, yes, this is the sun. It's pretty bright, so never look at the sun directly. That's always what you should mention, right? I do like the monochrome image. So you have these special eclipse glasses. If you really want to take a look at the sun and you don't want to spend a lot of money, they cost about €5 or $5 or pounds, and yeah, you're then perfectly safe to watch the sun. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, definitely don't aim your telescope at the sun, because your telescope will function as a magnifying glass, so you will get burned. So you need special solar filters. So I think if you don't want to spend a lot of money and take a look at the sun through your telescope, you can buy one of these. Let me show you. So this is the first solar filter I bought. It's a pretty basic. Like this is Baader, but there are different brands. There are different filters. This is a solar filter for an 18mm refractor telescope, an 18mm aperture telescope. Can you see this? Actually, my webcam is pretty small. Could enlarge it a little bit. So here. So this is a very basic Baader solar filter. They're also, yeah, they come in different brands and different types. So depending on your the aperture of your telescope, you might need a different one. But you can place these things in front of your telescope, and then you're perfectly safe to watch and to video the sun. But this, if you want to take this chromosphere, if you want to image the chromosphere layer of the sun, which is darker and a bit less. Oh, sorry. It doesn't fit anymore. So if you want to image the chromosphere layer of the sun, you need a special hydrogen alpha filter. And that's actually the Daystar Quark Chromosphere. That's the filter I'm using. So right, let's take another spin here to be sure if we didn't miss anything. Let's look at the flaring on the side here. Bright light, yes. I only use raw 8. Yeah, I switched between raw 8 and mono 8. I didn't see a lot of difference. So, yeah, actually the raw gave me some issues with the Bayer matrix in front of my color camera. So when I used mono, I didn't have that particular issue. So that's why I'm using mono 8. And it would be best to get a monochrome camera for imaging the sun. Definitely a monochrome camera would be best. So there's some flaring going on, but not super spectacular. I always hope for that. Yeah, here's some flaring. You always hope for that one big flare. And then yeah, it's kind of interesting, but this is about it. So maybe also one final look at the surface. This is definitely the best viewing right now. These sunspot groups here. Maybe look in the middle. Make sure we didn't skip over anything. Not really. We can have this stretched view, if you like. It looks kind of freaky. So now the sunspot groups are definitely the most interesting groups. the ones you can see over here. So we have an ultra stretched image here. So let me go back a bit. Let me ease up. Nah, that's not a good idea. So let's check out if we already have the data in. 28%, 18 minutes. I'm always forgetting that when you're collecting videos, a single video is already here 4.2 gigabytes. So it takes a while to transfer the data for me. And the mini PC is not that fast, so I prefer to edit on my other computer, which has a Core i7 processor. It is pretty cool. So RGB image maybe, or RAW 16 if you like. Ah. 6 milliseconds maybe. It's kind of a disco. What I always also like is when you put it into RAW 8 or Mono 8, you can also get this negative view of the sun. Oh, I only have one mono setting on the ASI 678. So what you can also do is this. It's pretty interesting. So a negative view of the sun. White is black, black is white. So we have a negative, which also sometimes shows you more details. And now when let's do an ultra stretch. Let's see how that looks, just for fun. Here, so if I have the boom. Okay, let's go back to these sunspots. Are they still visible? Ah, they're overexposed then. Okay. A bit too much. No. Can we get it somewhere in between? Like this maybe. 7. So here we have a negative view of the sunspots. The sunspots turning up as bright patches on the sun instead of dark areas. Do you have a solo filter for the edge age? No. Big data, I don't. I checked out that there are specific telescopes developed to get a chromosphere view of a view of the chromosphere layer of the sun with an edge HD 8-inch. And they're called Airy Disk or something like that telescopes. They are modified, but they are super expensive. So they're a couple of €1,000 or dollars, and so I refrained from that. Of course, I can get a good solar filter for sunspot viewing. So maybe I forgot to mention, with these kind of solar filters, they only cost about $100 for an 80 millimeter telescope at least. You will be able to see the photosphere layer of the sun, meaning that you can actually see the sunspots we are looking at today, but you will not be able to see the chromosphere layer. So you see here all this electromagnetic activity going on and all the like the contrasty black and white features on the surface of the sun. You can't get those features with a regular solar filter. You're not able to see that because actually the photosphere will outshine this layer. And you need a special, like a Daystar Chromosphere filter, which has an H-alpha filter in it, to get this specific bandwidth in the visible light spectrum to be able to watch the chromosphere layer of the sun. And that's also why they are more expensive. Ah, guys. Robot Gamer, these shoutouts, why? I never ask somebody to shout out my name. So useless. Okay. So you want to shout out, okay? Can you please say hi 10 May in your live stream? I don't know who 10 May is, but hi man. Hope you're doing alright. Okay, let's move back to the regular view. Well, this is still the stretch view. Kind of tricky to do it like this. So if we remove the stretch, maybe this is, I think, the best we can get. So how is it coming with the data? 50%, my God. 58 megabytes per second. Go, man. So I will transfer that data. In the meanwhile, let's take another look. I know there's another sunspot here on the left. Where is it? At least I thought it was here. Here, I think. Just smaller, but if we really stretch the picture like this, boom, you can see them. Two more. They are definitely smaller than the other more active sunspot region on the top right. So we can still see them. Or if you want a negative view, 5 maybe. I'm just experimenting still. 4 milliseconds exposure. Nope. 6. Oh, it's negative, yeah, so okay. What do you think, this negative view? It's a bit strange, right? Because you see here the edge of the disk of the sun, which shows bright white light, which is actually space. So this is the normal view. And this is the unstretched view. See here, I'm having trouble getting this really detailed look. I can actually do auto gain. Doesn't help me much. Nah. So yeah, 2 more sunspots. Let's move on. I'm not taking this because I think the other region is far more lively and interesting to image. So there is this big, I think it's a solar flare here in front of the sun also. This huge filament here. If I'm correct. Stretch it. Here we can clearly see it. It's actually, it's black, so it's cooler. This is the negative view. Pretty interesting. I get this a bit of a bland view. I don't know why. Color. Let's stretch to the max. Oop. Yeah, it's pretty tricky with color. Yeah, I prefer mono. Okay, let's move on. So yeah, I think this is it. So let's move back to the most active region then. So definitely the coolest region to look at, this part. (11 milliseconds), maybe 13. Here we are. So how's the data coming? 71%. 8 minutes left. So I will wait for the data to be transferred to my USB disk, and then I will look at some of those videos. I will try to process them. Dave. Yeah, we looked at some planets yesterday evening. So I woke up and it was still clear. So I switched my planetary telescope to my my solar setup. And so these are the two most active sunspots right now. 76%, 6 minutes to go. Can you see that actually or not? I don't think so. It's only showing you sharp cap. Yeah, I'm tempted to make another. This is a fine. Let's take a final capture here. A 1 minute video. Mark. Hello. So we're looking at the sun live. We did a couple of rounds. There are no significant, or there are no huge flares on the disk, on the edge of the disk of the sun. But we do have this cool sunspot area, which I showed now a couple of times. It is particularly this area. Let me show you here the website on the sun's live activities. So we have here sunspot regions 3140 and 3145 we're looking at live, as you can see here. And yeah, we see a lot of wobbling because the sun is very low in the sky for me. I'm at 52 degrees latitude, so the sun is pretty much, I think I checked his stellarium, it's now at an altitude of only, like, it says 12 degrees, is that right? And yeah, pretty low in the southern sky. So that's why we have to shoot through a lot of atmospheric turbulence to take a look at the sun, and this of course increases the turbulence and the wobbling in the video. We could see the dialogue, okay. All right. So this, can you see this? Yeah, you can. Still 6 minutes. Oh, because I was taking a capture, of course. Then it reduced the transfer speed. Right, 5 minutes to go. So what do you think? Maybe a final round here before we are going to look at the data. Let's overexpose it a bit. One final. So you're always hoping for that one big outburst, right? Let's look at the edge again. So here we have some solar flares. Negative and positive. Okay. East. Yeah. Here a little bit of flaring. It's not much today. North. But we are moving towards the solar maximum, if I understand correctly. So that I think in about 2 or 3 years we will have the solar maximum, meaning that there will be a lot of solar activity visible on the sun. So hopefully in the years to come we will see more of these sunspots and solar flares, because they're pretty cool to watch. So yeah. Now, this is still the best region to look at. Pretty nice view. Uh, 4 minutes and 30 seconds. 9 gigabytes to transfer. I need more storage space. What are you guys using? I ordered a new Seagate 8 terabyte external hard disk to put all my astrophotography videos and pictures. I think I have a couple of those, like USB 4 terabyte external hard drives from Western Digital. Paris. Hi, Paris. You're from Greece, I think. Giannakopoulos, if I pronounce your name correctly. Paris. Is it Paris then? Giannakopoulos. Efcharisto. Parakalo. That's the only Greek I know. Right. 2 minutes. So let's take a final look here. Let's do the negative one. It's always interesting to see it. I don't know if I like it or not. It gives you a very different perspective. Yeah. Ness. Yeah. Oh, I did okay. My pronunciation of Greek is even worse than English. Here we go, 60 seconds. So yeah, let me go outside in a minute and then just catch that USB external hard drive. I never did live editing, but let's try it. Let's see how far I get. I should be able to share the screens, I think, with you. I do have kind of an interesting monitor, which makes it a bit difficult to share my my screen. Anyway, okay, I will catch the USB hard drive. So here we go. High galactic. Let me check out AutoStakkert. AutoStakkert, astrophotography, sun. And probably you can't see it, so let's see if I can. How can I? Is it display capture? No, it's not. Window capture, maybe. Maybe display capture. But my screen is a bit strange in the resolution. Screen. Yeah, probably this one. Yeah, but then I can't check it. I should order a different screen. So AutoStakkert is over here. Let's close everything off. So let me see if you can actually see the two. I think you can. You're able to see the two like screens of AutoStakkert right now, right? Let's put them a little bit in the middle. So I have this big screen that shows you like. Let me see. Oh, I can't check it. Okay, I'm hoping, just hoping for you that you're able to see it. If you have any trouble, let me know. So let's check out some of the videos we have been capturing. In particular, I want to do these sunspot areas. Maybe this one. Let's zoom it out a bit. This is a pretty decent one, I guess. Let's play it. How many frames do I have? 2300. So a lot of wobbling going on. I'm just checking the light. Oh yeah, I can put it a little bit towards the left, I think, so you're better able to watch my screen. Something like this. So okay, maybe we can. So I'm focus control plus click. This is what I'm doing. I'm focusing on these sunspots here. And let's try to find a. This is a nice quality frame, I guess. It's a lot of wobbling. Let's see if we can find maybe this one. So of course we are now editing by image. If you look at image stabilization, I put it to surface because we are trying to edit the surface of the sun. Improve tracking, yeah, why not? So this is AutoStakkert 4. Noise robust 4. I think I will leave that to default here. And I'm always using local AP. I think it will then analyze every like you have the whole video with all the entire resolution, the whole picture, and you can have a local differences in the way AutoStakkert processes the data and analyzes the data. So I leave that always to local when I'm processing the surface of the moon or the sun. So let me know if you do anything else. I'm going to press analyze here. So, okay, you can see my screen. Great. So here we go, 2700 frames. So now the first thing AutoStakkert does is, if I'm correct at least, it will analyze the highest quality frames and it will produce this graph showing me which frames are the best quality frames on the, as the first frames it will it will sort the highest quality frames first and then the lowest quality frames will be at the end of the video. So we have to wait now, 41. Actually, we could go back to the live view in the meanwhile. How does that work? So kill the screen. So here we still have a live view of the sun. Oh, it's frozen. Is it? Oh, here we go. So this is still the live view of the sun. So we could go back and see a final time if there's anything happening there. And oh yeah, now I see this. Sorry, I have to get adjusted to this screen sharing. So, oh, it's taking a long time. So, of course, I'm now editing it with my external hard drive. Sorry for that. Yeah, anyway, for one video, we should be fine. So now you can actually see, I think, also the sun, if I'm correct. Wobbling away. So, yep, 99%, 100%. Let's put this down then. That's a bit distracting, I think. Here we are. So, yeah. Oh, it's analyzing again. Sorry about that. So we can get the image of the sun back here in the field of view. So I clicked on improved tracking and I guess it will then run twice or something. Not sure. Well, let's play around with the sun in the meanwhile, in the live view. Stretch. What do you think, this inverted view? We can see it wiggle. Yeah, it's dancing in the atmosphere. So of course, when we look at, you shouldn't look at the sun. I make this mistake. Never look at the sun. We are so far out that we wouldn't notice any of this wobbling, but the Daystar Quark Chromosphere has a Barlow lens of 4.3, so it magnifies the view more than 4 times. So I'm imaging with a focal length of about 500 millimeters, 480 to be exact. So times 4, that would be almost 2000 millimeters. So the focal length is pretty high, and that's why we also see that wobbling. And all right, so this is the analysis section. So you can see here, if I understand this correctly, can you see it? I have to wait. The stream is a little bit lagging behind. I'm looking at my smartphone, whether or not you're actually able to see the images I'm showing you. But you can see here the quality graph. So these first, if we play the video now, the highest quality frames are really here. They are the first frames of that video. And when we move the slider towards the right here, you can see that the quality should deteriorate a bit. So especially here. So this is the 50% line. So from here on, from frame 1514 and down, the quality decreases below the 50% line. So we could do 2 things. Maybe we can say, hey, I want at least the best 50%, or not the 50%, the quality is above 50% of all the frames in the video. Or we can really say, hey, I want the highest couple of frames here. the 75% line. Yeah, you can do a lot of different stuff, but the 75% line only has about 300 frames. And then when we go down to 50, or maybe 55 here in the middle, then we have more than 1,000 frames to work with. Or maybe even 1,500. Okay, so let's just put maybe 1,200 frames. That will be above 50% in quality. And maybe also get the best 75%. That's about 300 frames. So let's do it with the number of frames. Let's see what we get. And it's always nice to blend in a little bit of raw, in my opinion. So that will actually sharpen the picture a bit. And I always click save in folders. So what we have to do now right now is to place the AP grid. It's very easy to do. Just place AP grid. Now this is a bit too tiny, I guess. Let's do a 200 pixel AP grid here. I think this is nice. Maybe 104. And what you can also do is, okay, you can also modify it. 160 maybe. And you can also multi-scale. So then it produces smaller and bigger bigger areas to process. With the smallest area being, I think, the 160 resolution. 160 by 160 square. Never look at the sun. Yeah, always use filters. Okay, so I think will I use the multi-scale? Yeah, why not? So let's press check. That should give me two files, two stacked images. One image will be a 300 frame stack, and another image will be a 1200 frame stack. And let's compare the two when AutoStakkert is done. And let's switch back to the live view. Too tiny. Yeah, you can play around with like the size of these squares in AutoStakkert. Let's take another look here. Let's see, AutoStakkert is analyzing my data. I double stack. It makes two reference stacks. Anyway. This is also an interesting area. Stretch. Still processing. Image alignment, it's aligning all the frames. So we're just waiting for AutoStakkert to produce these two stacked pictures. And then I want to move on to IMPPG, I think it is called. So let's fly over the sun again. Yeah. Here are two other sunspots. Over here. So I'm actually looking, I think I should do it like this. That would be best. All right. 80% AutoStakkert. We can do this ultra stretch, which is pretty cool. So this is also what I'm going to do in IMPPG actually. So this is a live stretched view of the sunspots here. And that's also what we can do in IMPPG. We can stretch the histogram a little bit to bring out the details of those sunspot areas. But first AutoStakkert needs to finish. It's now stacking. Very nice. So let's move on to the area we are now processing. From which country? I am from the Netherlands, the northwest of Europe. So here are the sunspots. This is an extremely stretched view of the sunspots. So this is these are the two areas. There was 3140 and 3145, something like that. I forgot. It was, yeah, 3140 and 3145. You can look those sunspot regions up at spaceweatherlive.com if you're interested in the details of these sunspots. So let's check AutoStakkert again. Okay. Paris Giannakopoulos. The funny thing is that I am man India, and the funny thing is that it's like the sun is running away. Not sure what you mean. Well, in India, I guess it's already evening, right? So you should be looking at a sunset, I think. If you're in Oslo, you should have a similar... Oh, but you're in the northern hemisphere. Oslo is a little bit higher up, so the sun will be very low above the horizon, even lower than in the Netherlands, where I am at. And if you're in the US, you will see the sunrise probably. So it's 1:30 with me. So if the Eastern time or Eastern Standard Time in the US is about 6 hours earlier. 12:30, 11:30, 10:30, 8:30, I think. It's there 7:30 in the morning. Is the sun up at 7:30? I don't know. I don't think so. What is the time? Yeah, 1:30. So AutoStakkert is still processing. Oh, it's recombining the pictures. It's almost done. I made one mistake. I'm processing on the external hard drive, so it takes a little bit longer to process now. Still, this is the coolest sunspot area to watch right now. So the RGB is probably not that good. Let's try to get something out of it. It's difficult. Yeah. Maybe loosen up the stretch. A little bit of color. Nah, I do like monochrome better. I will show you. You can always add color in Photoshop later on. 88%. Come on, little hard drive. Okay, let's take a look at processed pictures. Where are they? Okay, 99, 100. I think it's done now. It's not. No. Okay. Like the final minute. Sorry guys. I thought AutoStakkert was done. So let's go back to my... So I have a network connection to a mini PC that is besides my telescope. And that shows you this view of the live view of the sun. The view is deteriorating because it's already 1:30, so the sun is actually lower in the daytime sky now. So, come on. Is it now done? Yeah, finally. So let's first take a look at these two pictures. What are you doing? Saving. No, it's still processing. What is it doing? I did also the double stack reference. That's probably also taking time. I think this is the final part. Go, 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 go. Saving, okay. Done. Okay. So this is AutoStakkert. It created two folders. Let's see if you can see. Oh, you can. I can't see if you can. I think you can see them. So the 300 stack, and this is the sharpened image. Ooh, I have an issue here with the Bayer matrix. Okay, and what's this? The unsharpened. And so that's why I really need a mono camera. Oh, here too. Pooh. That's not nice. And the unstretched picture. So you can see it here. This is the Bayer matrix of the color camera. So you can see it if you really zoom in. You can see these little squares. But anyway, let's continue to process it and let's ignore it. So this is the 1200. Let me put it besides the 300. I don't know if it's actually showing in on your screen. This is the 300. What do you think? 1200? I think the 300 is a little bit sharper, but not that much. It doesn't make a lot of difference. So this is the 300, I think. 269. Let me redo it. I can't really make out the difference. 1200 stacked, and we have 300 stacked. Difficult. Oh, I have 3 open. 300 stacked. 1200 stacked. Can I see the difference? They're exactly the same, I think. I think it's a little bit sharper, the 300 stack. So anyway, let's try to put them into IMPPG. So, where is that program? I think here somewhere. Poof. So I know how to get rid of the Bayer matrix. I can transition the videos into a different format, but that would take a little bit longer than I wanted to take. So what can we do? Maybe first go with the 1200. So this is the 1200 picture. So can you see it? I hope. So if we select here the sunspot area, we can actually ask IMPPG to stretch that area. And then we can play around a bit, of course, with the sliders. We can put it really dark. We can even stretch the black. So you can see that the details invert. We can even invert. Is this something like this a little bit darker so we can see more of the surface details? What do you think? We can also up the... No, that's not what we want. Prevent ringing, maybe on. Desirable. And we have unsharp masking. So what do you think? Maybe a bit up with the clarity. Here. So this is the 1200 stack. Gamma? Nah. Oh, I have to go to do it again. No. Oh, what did I do? Stupid. Stretch. All right. Then maybe here put a little bit of brightness back in. What do you think? Let's see. I hope you can see it. Can I enlarge it a bit? So what do you think? So, all right, let's just save this. Yeah, I guess save. AstroForum. So this would be the IMPPG file. So this is the 1200 frames. So save. And let's also do this for the 300 we stacked. I think I can just put it here and then auto stretch. But you can see here that it gives me more. That is always because we have less frames. I don't think you can see it in YouTube, but I'm using here the 300 of the highest quality frames. But when I really stretch this picture, I do see a lot of gray. I see grainy here. If I zoom in, you can see a lot of granular pixels. How do you say this? Like grainy image of the sunspots. And I am not seeing that in the 1200 when I stretch it like this. So I have to ease up on the stretch a bit. Or I can also, of course, use unsharp masking. Can I see it then? But actually, I prefer the 1200. So I think more frames are pretty important when you are going to process your images. So even though these are the highest quality frames, when I'm really going to stretch the image, I see more of this like a grainy picture. I don't know how else I can explain it. So yeah, looking at it. So I can go as far as this or something to give me this view, which is still pretty good. It is sharper, but so this is what I got with the 1200. Just never mind the Bayer matrix. I need to take care of that. Let's also save this one, the 300. It has issues. Let's reset this. Yeah, save the 300 as well. 300 frames. So we can go to Photoshop. It looks like a smile. Yeah, it does a little bit. Like a smiley face. But yeah, you're absolutely right. So what I wanted to show you as a last thing here, so you can drag it to the picture, of course, to Photoshop, and of course we can limit the capturing area. Let's crop the image a bit. I would say this is not that interesting. Maybe get this here. It's nice to capture a little bit of the edge, I think. I'll kind of put that in the middle. Something like this. So, yeah, of course, what I then do in Photoshop is sometimes I try to do this. So put an overlay on it and a high pass filters to see if that actually increases. High pass filter. Sometimes this increases the details. Maybe you should zoom in a little bit. I don't know. Maybe sharpen it a bit more. Something like this. I don't see a lot of difference. Okay, so yeah, you can play around with that, of course. So this was the first picture, and with the overlay mask, the high pass overlay mask, you can definitely see that there are some more details visible. I will keep it at 80% maybe. So okay, let's merge these two layers. And then as a final part, I always add a color. Of course, you can just go to image mode, put it to RGB color. Why am I getting this message? Oh, why? Don't merge. Okay, and then we can play around with the levels, and basically I saw this in other tutorials. If you put the red, so this is levels, if you put the red channel to 2, the green channel to 0,8 and the blue channel to 0,2, we will have a nice colored view of those sunspots. So here we are. I have some trouble with the Bayer matrix of this camera. Anyway, of course you can do a little bit more, maybe some curves. See if we can increase the before, after. It's easy to go overboard with this. Yeah, not sure. We can also try to see, let's see, auto tone, auto contrast. It didn't change much. I can play around with the levels a little bit, so the histogram is fully stretched now, because IMPPG already took care of that. Maybe a little bit of curving to highlight these differences, the bright and the dark areas. So let's do this. So what do you think? It's better with the colors and level thing. What? Kilida? Kilida. Okay. So we have a smiley face here. I'm going to save this picture. I think this is a pretty nice result. So Photoshop. Let's save it. Yeah, why not? The 1200 TIFF. Alright. Maybe also save this one, the mono. 1200 frames mono. Okay. So here we are. Oh. Let's check out if you can actually see it. This is the mono version. And this is the colored version. So yeah. I like it. So I think the sun is now gone. Let's see if we still have a live view. I don't think so. Check it out. Nope. So the sun went behind the neighbor's roof, so this is all. Let me just, let's do this. Let's put a new background up. Set as desktop background. Here we are. I hope you can see it. So this is the result we got. What is it? IC 3140 and IC 3145, I think, and maybe IC 3141 sunspot regions. And yeah, so thank you for joining. This is all I have for you on the sun right now. So thanks. Give it a like if you like those live streams. I'm hoping to be back with another live stream, although the rest of the week looks pretty sketchy in the Netherlands. You can already see this is what's going on. So you see clouds rolling in. Yeah, so basically tonight is not going to happen. The next 24 hours, nope. Yeah, maybe another sun opportunity in the afternoon tomorrow. Let's check out the weather for the rest of the week. 14 days. Now you can see here we have a lot of rain until maybe next week. So yeah, I will probably be editing some data I collected, the planetary videos of Jupiter, Mars. I will edit those. I will put up some photos on the community tab. And yeah, thanks for joining, and hopefully I see you in another video or in another live stream. So bye bye. Thank you.